Guys, deluded. You guys know I'm a wannabe scout and all of these sort of things. So obviously in my free time on weekends, as well as watching the Premier League and specifically Arsenal, because I don't really care about the other teams, I like to watch European football. It don't matter what country, it doesn't matter where. It's not necessarily European. I just like to watch football, innit? Abdul Diallo, Abu Diallo, I believe that's his name. Forgive me if I've said his first name wrong, but his last name is definitely Diallo. He was someone that, since he was linked with Arsenal, I've watched him a bit more under the radar. We know we missed out on him, and he moved to Dortmund. And I really like him. I've said it before. He's a serious defender. I like him a lot, man. He's composed. He's good on the ball. He sticks to his task well. He sniffs danger well. But obviously, when we played, well, not we, I'm saying we for no reason there, Dortmund played Hoffenheim. So I thought I'm going to kill many birds with one stone here. I'm going to get to make a vid about Reiss Nelson and how he's getting on. Jadon Sancho's my guy. He's playing. Obviously, Darlow's playing and Akanji's playing. Two centre-halves I like. Two young centre-halves I like. And there's a lot of other reasons to watch the game in it. So I thought this is going to be a madness. And I still want Diallo. I still take him. I still give Dortmund whatever they want because they're going to add their tax on that plus a little change for us to even sign him. But we have to be easy with the guy. Like, he's still developing. I personally feel as long as he stays eligible to play for France, he's going to go and play for France and be one of the centre-halves to give the current ones a headache. Right now, I don't think he's of the level, at least at this moment in time in September, to really get a France cap because he's still extremely raw. For me, his positioning really needs to improve. He sniffs danger well. He's a very good reactionary defender, but in terms of anticipation, at times he possibly leaves too much space in behind, possibly leaves too much gaps between him and the fullback. For the one thing I'm actually shocked about is, from the games I've said, and I've said it before, his heading is okay, but his heading really needs to improve. Even if you look at how he got sent off, harsh sending off because technically he got to the ball first, but he got caught because of his position. He got caught kind of high up the field. He got caught in a foot race versus the defender. I think if I remember rightly, he managed to get there just in time. It's a weak header, which I believe he attempted to either head it forward or back to his keeper. Either way, the striker's still being a nuisance, and he ends up getting into a little tangle, and he ends up getting sent off. This is the difference between good centre halves and great centre halves. These sort of things. His heading as well is really his heading just isn't that there. I mean, even the second goal, they're caught on a counter attack. He's 1v1 versus Kramich, and he kind of does poor there as well. So his anticipation and his awareness needs to improve, to be honest with you. But he's like Akanji, he's somewhat a rough diamond. What other games have I watched? I can't remember who they played, but I watched Dagenham on BT play. I watched Schalke versus Munich. That was a tough watch. I watched Gladbach and Hamburg. Obviously, I watched Dortmund and Hoffenheim. I watched Lyon and Nantes. I've got the Lyon game recorded against, I believe they played Marseille. I watched Bayer Leverkusen. Barcelona played as well. So, yeah, Hervite scored again, I believe, if I can remember correctly. So, I mean, I made a video about Hervites, and this is the man to replace Ozil for club and country one day. So why are we not making any moves, to be honest with you? In fact, if I remember rightly, the second goal in the Hoffenheim Dortmund game actually got chalked off because they reviewed the video ref reviewed the game, and someone was either offside or obstructing someone in it. So yeah. Obviously, the Leo game was just purely to watch Pepe as well, and Ikone scored a good goal in that, if I can remember correctly as well. Surprised, obviously Ikone left PSG. I've seen a lot of him at under 20 and youth level for France. I'm surprised nobody's taken a chance on him in the Premier League. I'm not too sure if he's quite ready for a top 6 side, but the Fulhams, the Brightons, he could possibly be good. Even Celtic, he could be a good player for them. Who is making all that noise outside, man? Shut the fuck up. But anyways, continuing on. Very disappointed Nelson never got on the field, man. Never got onto the field. But I do like that centre mid, sorry. Is it Grealish? I can't say his name. I'm saying Grealish there. I can't even say his name, man. The Hoffenheim midfielder, the Austrian international, he's a baller. Going to keep watching him for Hoffenheim. I think he's one that possibly needs to make the move to Arsenal. He's got everything I look for in a midfielder. But Sancho got on the pitch, but Nelson didn't. It was quite sad, to be fair. Nelson didn't get onto the field. He's still, I mean, this is the first bit of being a professional footballer. Clearly, the loan spell was good because you're immediately at first team level versus under 23s. but he's got to give Nagelsmann a headache. He's got to make sure he's constantly in Nagelsmann's dreams, in all his thoughts in regards to starting. Make sure I'm one of the man there that start. He's still on the subs bench. He came on against Shakhtar, got a couple minutes. He obviously came on in the game before that in the league and obviously scored, which they went and dropped points. But he never got to play a part in the Dortmund game, and I'm sure he would have loved to have been on the field with his friend Sancho as well. But this is what it's about. It's about applying yourself to another level in training, showing that the manager has to play you. And you've also got to show that the manager trusts you, because I clearly trust him. He's a young squad. But what I mean by trust is that he can put you in for 5-10 games and you're going to give a minimum level of performance, a certain medium of performance. He can put you out there. And you're still young, he's becoming more calculated, but he's still playing on instinct, so he needs to be patient. It's going to happen, but he needs to be patient. Personally, them wingers there, they're not going to be in the side too long, and I don't think Hoffenheim have been in a good best of form, so they might need to change things to which Nelson could benefit. But we'll see what happens in that regards. But yeah, this is the football I've watched. I've watched obviously Diallo. I've watched a couple of games, and I've given you my opinions on sadly Nelson versus Sancho, which wasn't the thing. So yeah, if you guys want me to keep talking about what games I've been watching over the weekend or whatever, just let me know and I'll make this a running thing. But this was a bit random. I thought, let me just, because I don't know, some of you might actually wonder what football I've actually been watching, but if you're not, apologies for this upload. Guys, DG, I'm out.